Let's talk about the greatest rugby player on planet Earth right now, and I don't think this is over the top, one of the greatest players ever to have played our sport, a player who could even, in years to come, be regarded as the greatest. And I'm very careful to make sure I appreciate every time I'm lucky enough to sit in a stadium and watch Antoine Dupont, which I've done quite a few times now. I'm very careful to appreciate that I am watching in real time one of the greatest players we have ever seen with a rugby union ball in his hand. And it doesn't matter what the code is, because that's what I want to talk about on this video. Antoine Dupont's move to sevens. The Olympic Games is this week. It starts on Wednesday, runs through to the weekend, and I'm going to be covering it on the channel. And there's only one place to start. I'll be profiling a load of the stars you need to keep your eye on, but I have to start with the great Antoine Dupont. It was a big surprise when he made that decision to make the transition to sevens for this year. It meant that he wouldn't be playing for France in the Six Nations Championship. How were they going to cope without him? And bearing in mind the last time the French 15-a-side team had played was that heart-crushing, soul-destroying defeat to South Africa in the Rugby World Cup quarter-final in France. Well, he made the decision and he's made it a success so far. An instant impact. And France won, with Antoine Dupont in their squad, their first sevens title in 19 years when they won in Los Angeles. In Antoine Dupont's first tournament, they won a bronze, and they've backed it up with another win in the Sevens series in Madrid. His impact has been massive.
Riva, the captain, hurls it into the stands of the Metropolitano. Dupont with his second gold medal in his rookie season. The inaugural Madrid Sevens. Well, the French have beaten the unbeatable.
So why is this such a big deal? Not just the fact it's happening, but how well Antoine Dupont is already doing. Well, obviously it's a huge coup for sevens rugby to have the biggest player in the sport playing their game. Huge for the Olympic Games, particularly a home Olympic Games in Paris for Antoine Dupont. So for the French public and for the rugby public, this is massive. But the biggest deal of all for me is just how quickly and easily it appears that Antoine Dupont has had an impact, not just survived, but thrived in this French sevens team. There are many, many great 15-a-side players who have tried sevens in the past and flopped. Brian Habana, think about the speed that guy had, and he was humbled playing sevens. Same with Stuart Hogg, same with Quade Cooper. All the skills you can imagine, but it's a very difficult thing to do. There are very, very few people who can make the transition, partly because the energy system that is used is completely different. And the conditioning of players is completely different. And you have to be a bit of a freak to be able to go from 15s to sevens. The only one I can think of in recent years that's done it so comfortably, Leone Nakarawa for Fiji, an absolute freak of an athlete and an incredible skill set. He managed to go from 15s to winning a gold medal with Fiji in the Olympics. So what does a great sevens player need, and what does Antoine Dupont have? Firstly, speed. Top-end speed in sevens is off the charts, and Dupont may not be one of the greyhounds that's going to be running it in from 70 metres, but he has shown already that he has got serious wheels to get around and to catch up with some of the fastest people in the sport.
Time. Dupont, he's going to have a little dart himself this time, trying to get around the outside of Gonzalez, and he's going to do so. Is this the first score in sevens for Antoine Dupont? You betcha! The star man with a star turn.
Fitness. I've already mentioned just how different the fitness required for sevens to 15s is. The engine that Antoine Dupont has already shown is insane. 14 minutes when you are repeatedly sprinting, wrestling with players, tackling someone to the deck, getting back up to do it all over again. 14 minutes can take you to some very, very dark places. I didn't think Antoine Dupont would play as much as he has done. It got to the point where he was playing whole 14-minute matches for France. They only had to ease him in very, very briefly, and he has hit the ground running. It's been probably the most surprising factor out of everything, because we've known all of the skills that Antoine Dupont has got.
Couple of seconds now remaining in this one. Inside ball to Dupont, looking to finish this one off in style. Here he goes. Oh, there he is. Antoine Dupont. He's played every second of this game, and he couldn't go away without offering up some quality. That's what he does, Antoine Dupont.
I can't remember since the great John Olumbu and Christian Cullen anyone looking so comfortable straight away, coming from 15s to 7s. Antoine Dupont, so much pressure on him, so much talk about him, injecting himself into the 7s program, and he hasn't disappointed.
And the only thing we doubted was whether physically transitioning into this sport, athletically, he could mix it in 7s, which is a totally different kind of fitness. He's just gone start to finish, and he's finished with flair.
As for skills, well, let's talk about that. The guy had the most offloads of any player at the 2023 Rugby World Cup, which he was injured for some of. So no surprises that his skill set has hit the ground running when it comes to 7s as well.
Riva goes digging. Dupont, 2 to beat. Inside ball to Riva! He had to deliver at some point in this final, and he's put it on a plate for Pauline Riva.
Oh, call him the closer. Antoine Dupont takes out 2 defenders, and the skip is the recipient of a perfect pass.
His rugby IQ, his passing variety and ability, his kicking off both feet could be absolutely vital for France. The guy is insane.
All it seems of this cup semi-final. Very professional performance so far. Dixon wins it. They were contesting France, and they have to. They've got to try and get the ball back somehow. Oh, lovely wraparound. And a good tackle on Finianganofo.
Defence. Massive in 7s. When there are so many spaces that need plugging, Antoine Dupont has already shown just how good he is at having the fitness and the strength to be the man in the right place at the right time.
Shea Clark. Clark gets the hands free to Cook Savage. Dupont no holds onto him, and he rips the ball away. Brilliantly in contact, Antoine Dupont. Great strength from the French master. And now here comes Andy Timo. He gets the ball away, and France are going to get a try through Rebage.
The breakdowns, the tackle area, so fiercely contested and so important in 7s. And Antoine Dupont has been brilliant there, and has actually said he thinks it has improved his 15-a-side game. When the margins were so small in that Champions Cup final against Leinster, and Antoine Dupont did so well at the breakdown in that game, how much could the 7s experience Dupont has got in 2024 have been the difference between lifting that trophy back in May? And the final point with great players like Antoine Dupont is that little extra something, that little bit of X factor, stardust that he's got the ability to sprinkle, doing things that honestly no other player on the planet could do.
Joseph tracks him down. Glover flicks it in field, but it's gone forward. France might need a whistle here so they can get back to the full complement. Dupont, advantage over Antoine Dupont. I don't believe it. It's just extraordinary what this man can do on a rugby field. He's hardly played all weekend. He's come on with France down to 6 players, and he's given them a chance to take it to Golden Point.
Well, it is the stuff of fantasy, but you know what, Root? I do believe it. This guy is simply outstanding.
I am, and I think all rugby fans should be very, very excited about watching Dupont and the other 7 stars go head-to-head in the Olympic Games, which is why there'll be more videos coming profiling some of the stars over the next couple of days. Rugby starts on Wednesday, and I'll be following it as well on the channel. So give your support to the channel, help me spread the word, give the video a thumbs up, your comments down below, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.